He's got one purpose. And He wants you really bad. And He makes you think He's got something really good for you. You wake up one day in misery. You wake up one day and you're in misery because you listen to the devil.
Yeah.
He paints a beautiful picture. He makes it look so good. And you wake up in misery. Come on, y'all. So the church and Jesus, well, we're the only ones on this side. The true believers. Come on, this is God's side. And I'm not saying you guys are on Satan's side because you're sitting on this side. I'm just saying.
Amen.
But I just want you to imagine that all religion, all the world, all the things of the world, come on, Satan's got it all. Most governments, most systems of the world, he's got most of it on his side. And we stand with Christ in opposition. We're against him. And we're for people. We're for lost people. We're for new believers rising up. We're for mature believers taking hold of the kingdom by force, by prayer. Amen? By faith. Amen. Praise God. Amen. Let me know what I'm about. If you want to go to a church that's really about sports, I'll let you go. I'll give you, of course we don't have membership anyway, so. You know what I mean? There's so many things the church is about today. If you realize how short life is,
That's right.
you realize what a roaring lion the devil is,
Amen.
and how much he has lined up with him. Whoa. Then,
Wow.
we fight. We'll fight for what's right.
That's right.
For righteousness. We'll do anything to save a soul.
Yeah.
Anything
Amen.
that God allows.
Praise God.
We'll do anything. Somebody told me Friday night, Lorena said I hadn't heard of other churches that save souls. She said that to me Friday night. She said, well, I hadn't heard of churches that save souls. Oh, well, that's what we're about. Well, that's what the church is supposed to be about. It's the only thing we're supposed to be. So that's why Herod was killing James, other believers that doesn't name, and ready to kill Peter. Because Satan doesn't want any souls saved. Let's kill everybody that wants to save souls. Wow. And we have a window of opportunity in our world right now.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to last long. I think we can save a lot of souls. And Satan won't be able to stand.
Yeah.
I don't know, because of prayer, because we're getting ready. Somebody's told me this is their prayer time. We're having family prayers at home, an hour. We're having individual people pray an hour a day for revival to come.
Yes.
Say, well, I can't pray an hour. Well, if you understood what God wants to do in that hour, if you understand what he wants to reveal to you, if you understand, what an honor. What is it? An honor that God would allow us to be in his presence for an hour. Well, then I would want to go 2 hours. Well, if he would like, well, I could, I still have to do my chores. My husband's pretty worthless around the house. He used to do more. But I have chores to do, but I can pray while I'm washing dishes. Now, he takes care of all the other stuff. I have to give him credit. But, wow. Do you understand what an honor it is that any one of us can go into the presence of God and ask for whatever? Well, I don't want to, I got a car by a miracle, free. I don't want this till I die. If he would keep running, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care. There's nothing I want. But I want to be able to pray and ask God for anything and see it happen. Oh. When I came here, I didn't have one convert. Think about it. You think there's not many here. But in this part of town, and what it was when I came, there was no believer in this church. Oh.
Wow.
And then Geraldine got saved. Raise your hand. Everybody knows. Having a G.
Amen.
And then there's not many here. God is God. God has done what you see.
Yeah.
And He will.
Wow.
And if every one of us was raised up and knew what it meant to be on God's team,
Yes.
on God's side,
Yes.
doing this work, this super battle,
Yes.
cosmic battle, then your life would have so much meaning. And you wouldn't want to waste another day of your life.
Amen.
Because it's through people. It's the only way God builds His church.
Amen.
It's the only way. He doesn't send angels to earth to sit on these seats and to go out and do the work. He raises us up.
Amen.
And you think, oh, I'd rather be a football player. No, you don't. No. You'd rather be, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
one of God's warriors. One of God's warriors. Oh, if people only knew. All eternity, if you make it to heaven. Yes. Oh, I wish I hadn't wasted that time playing football. I wish I had wasted that time. I wish, and I don't preach against a lot of stuff. I just preach for a lot of stuff. Amen? I preach, come on, y'all. See, God's kept me alive through cancer, heart disease, and my back's in bad shape, but look at me running around. So, wow. See what God does? Whatever your disability is, whatever your problem is, you do His will. You don't think He'll take... Well, it didn't look like Miss Geraldine was going to overcome all that stuff 2 years ago. But look at her running around now. Not even using a cane. Come on, y'all. Amen?
Amen.
How many say, Pastor, hurry, get done? We got to get to the Super Bowl. And I know it doesn't start till 5 o'clock. See, I know I check these things out. It doesn't start till 5 o'clock. The story even gets better. So how many glad you're here today? How many glad? You can't beat God. You can't beat what He's done. Who He is and what He's done. That's more exciting than anything of man. And I bet you the devil's right in the middle of that Super Bowl. I bet he's right in the middle of it. Okay. So let's see. Peter gets out in verse 10. They passed the first gate, the first and second guards, and they came to the iron gate leading to the city. It opened for them by itself, and they went through. And I want you to say amen as loud as you can.
Amen.
They opened, the gate opened by itself.
Amen.
And he walked through.
Praise God.
And when Peter and the angel had walked the length of one street, suddenly the angel left him. Job done. Mission accomplished. Then Peter came to himself and said, now I know without a doubt that the Lord sent His angel and rescued me from Herod's clutches and from everything the Jewish people were anticipating. So when this had dawned on him, he went to the house of Mary, the mother of John, also called Mark, where many people had gathered and were praying. So he knew there was a prayer meeting going, and he headed straight there. Say, you prayed for me, and here I am. Peter knocked at the outer entrance, and a servant girl named Rhoda came to answer the door. And when she recognized Peter's voice, she was so overjoyed She ran back without opening it and exclaimed, "Peter's out the door." Now, their faith was lacking. Look, you're out of your mind. They've been crying out for 3 days, 2 days, for God to free Peter. And when he shows up, they say to Peter, "You're out." To her, "You're out of your mind." Do you see that God wants to answer such huge prayers? That when it comes, you tell the person who brought the news, "You're out of your mind." Because it's too impossible. See, you're out of your mind. And when she kept insisting, they said, "It must be his angel." But Peter kept on knocking, and when they opened the door and saw him, they were astonished. We need to get ready to receive what God wants to do and not act shocked when we prayed for it. Peter motioned with his hand for them to be quiet and described how the Lord had brought him out of prison. "Tell James and the brothers," the other James, the brother of Jesus, James, the other one was killed. "Tell James and the brothers about this," he said, and then he left. He had to get out of town. God delivered him from Satan's clutches, and he knew better than to stay in Jerusalem. Amen. So in the morning, there was no small commotion among the soldiers. They woke up, and Peter was not there. All the soldiers that were guarding him didn't know he left. Think about it. God must have sent some deep sleep on these guys. Well, even the ones that are chained to Peter didn't know that the chains had broken and they were gone. So, no small commotion among the soldiers as to what had become of Peter. After Herod had a thorough search made for him and did not find him, he cross-examined the guards and ordered that they be executed. Only one thing on the mind of those with Satan, and that is murder. Deep down, I don't know how far they are, because the devil is a murderer, right? And he comes to rob, kill, and destroy, send to hell. So, never think that an ungodly person cares anything about the people around him. Don't ever think that an ungodly person cares anything for his own family. I mean, understand what I'm saying? When the enemy is working in you, you have no value for anyone. I know. You may act like you like people, or it's what you want to get out of them. You understand? Amen? So Herod saw no value in these 16 men. There was nothing they could do. There was nothing. What could they do? They didn't even know he left. See? But that's the other side. Let me understand. There's a war and there's two sides. And I want you to know what the enemy is about. And everybody that's under him. And then Herod went from Judea to Caesarea and stayed there a while. I'm sure he was like blown away that the main catch had escaped everything he did to cause him to be there for execution. How would you feel when you have all power, but your power's not enough? So he went to Caesarea, where his headquarters was. He had been quarreling with the people of Tyre and Sidon. They now joined together and sought an audience with him. Having secured the support of Blastus, a trusted personal servant. See, he hated the people. You see what it says? He had been quarreling with the people of Tyre and Sidon a long time. But they realized they need him because there's a famine. So they come to Herod seeking an audience, meaning seeking help from him. Having secured the support of Blastus, a trusted personal servant of the king, they asked for peace because they depended on the king's country for their food supply. So these people, have you ever heard of